David Charles Prowse MBE was an English bodybuilder, weightlifter and character actor in British film and television. Worldwide, he was best known for physically portraying Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy. In 2015, he starred in a documentary concerning that role, entitled I Am Your Father. Prior to his role as Vader, Prowse had established himself as a prominent figure in the UK as the first Green Cross Code Man, a character used in road safety public information aimed at children. Early life. Prowse was brought up on the Southmead housing estate in Bristol, gaining a scholarship to Bristol Grammar School. Prowse was tall, standing 6 feet 6 in, and developed an interest in bodybuilding. His early jobs included a bouncer at a dance hall, where he met his future wife, and a helper at Henleaze Swimming Pool. Following his successes from 1961 in the British Heavyweight Weightlifting Championship, he left Bristol in 1963 to work for a London weightlifting company. Career. Prowse won the British Heavyweight Weightlifting Championship in 1962 and the following 2 years. He represented England in the weightlifting event at the 1962 British Empire and Commonwealth Games in Perth, Western Australia. Prowse helped to train Christopher Reeve for the lead role in Superman after lobbying for the part himself. In a television interview, he related how his response to being told we found our Superman was "thank you very much." Only then was he told that Reeve had been chosen for the role and he was to only be a trainer. He trained Cary Elwes for his role as Wesley in The Princess Bride. Prowse also became fitness consultant to Harrods, ripped up phone books under the stage name Jack the Ripper, and opened a series of gyms, including the Dave Prowse Fitness Centre in Southwark, London. In the United Kingdom, Prowse was well known as the Green Cross Code Man, a superhero invented to promote a road safety campaign for children in 1975. As a result of his association with the campaign, which ran between 1971 and 1990, he received the MBE in 2000. He had a role as Frank Alexander's bodyguard, Julian, in the film A Clockwork Orange, in which he was noticed by the future Star Wars director George Lucas. He played a circus strongman in Vampire Circus, a Minotaur in the Doctor Who serial The Time Monster, and an android named Coppin in The Tomorrow People in 1973. He appeared in an episode of Space, 1999, The Beta Cloud, right before he was cast as Darth Vader. Around that time, he appeared as the Black Knight in the Terry Gilliam film Jabberwocky and was supposed to play Minotaur in Sinbad in The Eye of the Tiger, but the part went to Peter Mayhew instead, who later played Chewbacca in Star Wars. Prowse had a small role as Hot Black Desiato's bodyguard in the 1981 BBC TV adaptation of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He appeared in the first series of Ace of Wands on LWT and as a bodyguard in Callan, a feature film version of the TV series. He played Charles, the Duke's wrestler, in the BBC television Shakespeare production of As You Like It in 1978. Prowse played Frankenstein's monster in 3 films, Casino Royale and The Hammer Horrors, The Horror of Frankenstein and Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Prowse made 2 uncredited appearances on The Benny Hill Show. On Hill's first show for Thames Television in 1969, he played a briefs-clad muscle man in the Ye Olde Wishing Well Quickie, and in 1984 he showed off his muscles in a sketch set to the song Stupid Cupid. The earlier routine was also featured in the 1974 film The Best of Benny Hill, in which he was credited. Among his many non-speaking roles, Prowse played a major speaking role in Portrait of Brenda, the penultimate episode of The Saint broadcast in 1969. In May 2010, he played Frank Bryan in The Kindness of Strangers, an independent British film produced by Queen Bee Films. The film screened at the 2010 Cannes Film Festival. Prowse in 2007. Star Wars. Prowse played the physical form of Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy. Prowse spoke the dialogue during filming, but George Lucas claimed he wanted a darker voice, a deeper, more reverberating voice, and had James Earl Jones provide the voice instead, deeming Prowse's West Country accent unsuitable for the character. Prowse claimed he was originally told that he would be seen and heard at the end of Return of the Jedi when Vader's mask was removed. Instead, actor Sebastian Shaw was used. In the 2004 documentary Empire of Dreams, actress Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia in the original trilogy films, quipped that they nicknamed Prowse Darth Farmer. In the lightsaber fight scenes between Vader and Luke Skywalker, Prowse, who was not a very skilled swordsman, was replaced by the scene's fight choreographer, the stuntman and fencing coach Bob Anderson. Prowse felt sidelined by Anderson during the making of Return of the Jedi in particular, and claimed that he was only able to persuade director Richard Marquand that he should be the one to throw the Emperor down the shaft after Marquand had tried and failed for a week to film the scene successfully without him. Prowse reprised his role of Darth Vader for the video game Star Wars, the interactive video board game, and Monopoly Star Wars. In 1999, it was rumored that thieves broke into Prowse's home and stole the lightsaber he used in the Star Wars trilogy and several of his other possessions. However, after a discussion with Prowse on May 4, 2007, he said that the lightsaber was actually a toy and not an original prop. He explained that the story printed about the breaking concentrated on the supposed lightsaber and not on the jewelry and other valuables taken. He further said that he was never given any of the props from the Star Wars films. From 2002, Prowse was an honorary member and honorary leader of the 501st Legion, a fan group dedicated to Star Wars costuming. Prowse continued to associate himself with his role in the Star Wars films and was involved in the convention circuit. Despite this, he was not included in some reunions of the original cast, such as those for the Empire of Dreams documentary and the 2005 Vanity Fair cover. While being interviewed by Kevin Moore of The Moore Show Primetime, he admitted his dislike of the prequel trilogy and claimed that the new films were out of context in terms of special effects in comparison to the original trilogy. In July 2007, Prowse joined many others from the Star Wars films for the first ever Star Wars Celebration event held outside the United States. It was run by Lucasfilm Limited and the Cards Incorporated Group, at the Excel Exhibition Centre in London. The occasion was to mark the 30th anniversary of Star Wars. Prowse played a cameo role in the Star Wars fan films Order of the Sith, Vengeance and its sequel Downfall, Order of the Sith, alongside Jeremy Bulloch and Michael Sheard. These fan films were made in Britain in support of the charity Save the Children. In 2008, he was one of the cast members featured on Justin Lee Collins' Bring Back, Star Wars. In the film, Prowse commented that he had a dispute with Lucas after he allegedly leaked reports of Darth Vader's death to the press. Prowse had previously suggested that Darth Vader could be Luke Skywalker's father in a speech he gave to University of California, Berkeley, in 1978. However, this was shortly after the release of Star Wars and nearly 2 years before The Empire Strikes Back was released, and the script had not even been written at the time. Gary Kurtz, the producer of The Empire Strikes Back, said in the 2015 documentary I Am Your Father that Prowse's apparent plot spoiler was simply a good guess. Prowse claimed his contract for Return of the Jedi included a share of profits on the film, and although it grossed $475 million on a $32 million budget, Prowse explained in an interview in 2009 that he never received residuals for his performance. Due to Hollywood accounting, the actual profits are sent as distribution fees to the studio, leaving nothing to distribute to others. In July 2010, Prowse was banned by Lucas from attending official Star Wars fan conventions. Lucas had reportedly given Prowse no reason, other than stating that Prowse burnt too many bridges between Lucasfilm and himself. In 2011, Prowse wrote and released his autobiography Straight from the Force's Mouth. A 2015 Spanish documentary by filmmaker Marcos Cabata, entitled I Am Your Father, detailed Prowse's then life and his blackballing by Lucasfilm, which the documentary suggested was unjustified. The leaks featured in the documentary originated from a technician working on the films. Prowse was married from 1963 to Norma Scammell and was the father of 3 children. He was a prominent supporter of Bristol Rugby Club. Prowse lived in Addiscombe, Croydon, and South London from 1963. Prowse publicly declared his support for the United Kingdom Independence Party in the 2009 European Parliament election. I've looked right and left and right again and the only party I can safely vote for is UKIP, and I have 2 messages for those considering how to vote. Firstly, stop, look and listen to what is being said. Only UKIP is actually telling us the truth about the European Union and why we need to leave it. Secondly, may June the 4th be with you. Health problems. Prowse suffered from arthritis for much of his life. This led to replacements of both hips and his ankle being fused, as well as several revisionary surgeries on his hip replacements. Prowse's arthritic symptoms first appeared at age 13, but seemingly disappeared when he took up competitive weightlifting. However, they reappeared in 1990. In 2001, Prowse's left arm became paralyzed, followed by his right. He was diagnosed with septic arthritis caused by an infection which nearly killed him. The amount of surgery he had was stated to have reduced his height from the 6 feet 6 inches of his younger days. Prowse worked with multiple arthritis organizations in Britain and was vice president of the Physically Handicapped and Able-Bodied Association. In March 2009, Prowse revealed that he was suffering from prostate cancer. From early 2009, he underwent radiation therapy at the Royal Marsden Hospital in South London. He discovered that he had the cancer following his participation in a charity event in aid of a prostate cancer charity, where a representative of the charity asked whether, as a man over 50, he had had a PSA test. The conversation stayed in his mind, and on a future visit to a general practitioner, he requested the blood test that eventually led to diagnosis. In 2009, he was said to be in remission. In November 2014, the Daily Mirror reported that Prowse had dementia. However, Prowse himself denied this, admitting instead he had problems with his memory, which he put down to age. Retirement. In October 2016, Prowse announced his retirement from all public appearances and events, later attributing the decision to ill health and the wishes of his family. A final on-screen appearance was later announced and filmed with the Welsh musician and his longtime friend Jace Lewis in a sci-fi music video titled Shields. Death. Prowse died at a hospital in London, England, on November 28, 2020, aged 85, after a short illness. His family did not provide an exact cause of death.